The Navajo Nation Reservation covers 27,000 square miles of sun-baked red dirt and sandstone bluffs in northeastern Arizona. In this environment, isolation is the default state. Officer Thomas Ridge spent the afternoon of the welfare check driving down empty two-lane highways that cut through the high desert. He was responding to a report on Mateo Silva, who hadn't been seen for 2 days. Inside Silva's isolated bungalow, Ridge found 4 men dead. The scene was catastrophic. One victim sat upright on a couch with a massive hole where his heart used to be. Others were shredded into ribbons or crushed with enough force to spill their interiors across the floorboards. Despite the scale of the struggle, every door and window in the house was locked from the inside. Ridge had to kick the front door in himself. There were no signs of forced entry or exit by any other party. This illustrates Locard's exchange principle, the rule that whenever 2 objects interact, a transfer of physical material occurs. Every contact is supposed to leave a trace. As the physical force of a struggle multiplies, the volume of exchanged material should multiply with it. A crime this violent should have resulted in a room saturated with the killer's trace evidence. Forensic science depends on these traces to build a case. Without an entry point or any identifiable material left by the killer, the standard investigation hits a wall where the physical evidence simply ceases to exist. Because the scene defied standard investigative models, the FBI took over the case within hours. Their goal was to find a physical explanation for how someone could enter a sealed house, commit a slaughter, and leave no signature. They started with the modus operandi. The killer operated with surgical precision, removing the heart cleanly, leaving the man's clothing and the couch remarkably dry. This was contrasted by the second victim, whose spine had been shattered by a blunt force trauma so heavy it mimicked the weight of a multi-ton vehicle. Finding nothing inside, investigators moved to the exterior of the house, searching for any path of arrival or escape in the dry Arizona dust. This technical image captures the tracks found outside the bungalow. The depth of the indentations and the definition of the claw marks indicate a massive black bear. The tracks revealed a deep, consistent stride. Agent Miller's analysis showed the bear approached and departed the scene entirely on its hind legs. No known animal maintains bipedal movement for this distance. Furthermore, the creature ignored other food sources at the site, moving with a directness that bears do not typically display. The tracking data presents a fundamental contradiction. The prints belong to a heavy animal, but the movement and the precision inside the house suggest a bipedal intent and level of control usually reserved for humans. As the field investigation stalled, the FBI turned to laboratory analysis. This photograph shows a technician isolating organic material from blood-stained clothing to attempt a final identification. The lab found a 5th strand of human DNA in hair samples recovered from the floorboards, samples that didn't match any of the 4 victims. To identify the donor, technicians used PCR to unzip the DNA strand and multiply it into billions of matching pairs, but the replication failed. The sequence dissolved under observation, making it impossible to build a profile. The samples ceased to be viable. When the biological evidence refuses to be measured by standard equipment, the investigation reaches a terminal point. Modern forensics cannot track what it cannot replicate. With physical evidence yielding no answers, investigators looked past the how of the crime and into the history of the victims to find a why. 1 year prior, 3 of the victims were the primary suspects in a violent assault in Flagstaff. The case never went to trial. Those men were released specifically because of a lack of physical evidence. That same absence of evidence is now the only thing protecting their killer. When Thomas Ridge visited the family of the assault victim, he found no confession. The victim's father simply stood on his porch and watched the officers leave with a satisfied, silent smile. In this context, the tools of a modern investigator, blood kits, cameras, and labs, are secondary. They are merely documenting the result of a sentence that has already been carried out. Forensic science is designed to track the physical mechanics of an event. When those mechanics fail to produce a profile, the investigation is left with an outcome that our technology isn't calibrated to explain. While we can document the physical footprints left in the dirt, modern science remains powerless against a form of justice that doesn't rely on the laws of physics to leave its mark.